Hello and welcome to CloudSlam 2010. My name is Mark Smith and I'm the CEO and EVP of Research at Ventana Research. I'm really glad to be here at CloudSlam 2010 to talk about cloud computing and you, dispatches from the revolution across business and IT. It is no doubt that cloud computing is one of the biggest revolutions in IT in over 2 decades. As we look at the ability for organizations to fundamentally change how they operate their business and how they operate their technology infrastructure, cloud computing is at the central part of conversation in today's business and IT organizations as they look at both faster, easier, and more effective means of providing the right kinds of capabilities in a timely manner. I'm so glad to be here to talk about some of the key activities in the marketplace and the elements of things that have been happening in cloud computing over the last year here at Ventana Research, and also to give you some insights to the future direction and changes that are happening inside this very pertinent and relevant area of cloud computing. A little bit about myself. I'm the CEO and EVP of Research. I head up the overall research direction for Ventana, and we span a broad range of mobile computing, cloud computing, analytics, information management, and business applications. We spend over the last 9 years have been bringing forward innovative thinking and direction for the industry, and have spent many years in providing fact-based research and analysis to organizations across the globe. You can find many of our research here at ventanaresearch.com, or you can find me at Twitter at MarkSmithVR, or on LinkedIn as well. Let's go ahead and get started. Ventana Research, as I mentioned, has been innovating in the methods of using research to drive insight and guidance on the use of technology across business. Our focus has been around people, processes, information, and technology. Best practices around this and using cloud computing have helped companies not just save time, but save millions of dollars. As we look at organizations and how they now have to reevaluate their technology suppliers, all bets are off. It's not just assumed that the same suppliers you're working with today are the ones you're going to work with in the future. And as we take a look at our specific requirements and then can help support organization over the years to come. As we look at organizations today, it's clear that business and consumers demand improvement. The time and age of having long development cycles or the ability to get applications online to meet new business needs in a 1-year time period are over. They do not actually meet the new demands that are coming in from consumers and customers and how business actually has to operate and support 7x24 operations. No matter if you're a retailer and you may only be open certain hours a week, everything that you do from your supply chain to individual consumers who want to find information about your retail establishment all have to be made available online and on the internet. The business and the internet computing elements have driven a new method for organizations to make themselves more accessible and to drive commerce. As we do that and we look at the volumes of people that can come in and actually find out who you are and how to engage with your organization, this also relies on significant technology infrastructure. And this whole element of elastic computing and the ability to understand when you got to scale up or scale down based on cycles of your business, whether or not that's seasonality or it's particular promotions that you might be conducting. As we look at organizations and their ability to look at how to operate leaner and more efficient, there are clearly methods for reevaluating what you're doing, looking at capabilities that can actually drive change. As we look at some of the key elements, we at Ventana like to actually have a simple framework: faster, smarter, safer, cheaper, and better. And these 5 components really can help organizations reevaluate what they're doing today and then evaluate what they want to do in the future, and frankly are the baseline for building a business case for improvement. It is no doubt that as we look at the computing over the next decade, the cloud computing, its ability to be able to meet these kinds of demands are at the center point of strategic priorities for organizations worldwide. Our research has found that that is at the center of how do we actually make applications and tools and infrastructure much simpler to procure, much simpler to use, and then find the best value and investments from that as well. Now, as we look at this whole nature of operating 7 by 24, and we look at how the planet operates, and we look at this global access that's necessary to get to services and applications that really, frankly, need to be virtualized and, frankly, transparent to you and your organization. Organizations realize this whole globalization of consumer services and ability to get access to information from any level of your computer technology, from notebooks all the way through your smartphones and mobile devices, that everything is nothing more than a voice or a click away or maybe a movement of a thumb to find information that's necessary for the individual consumers. To take part in that, then we've got to reevaluate how do we actually ensure that we have the right business distribution of products and services and processes to support that. As we know, the elements of be able to provide products and services is all about availability and resources and the ability to actually ship or fulfill on them. This is all now part of a virtualized environment where business has to operate much more smartly about how they actually work with individuals in the organization. At the same time, we also need to look at this whole notion of real-time financial services, in that we actually will be able to have to handle commerce and financial transactions around the globe 7 by 24. No matter whether or not our banks are actually only operating in a 5 by 12-hour time frame, we have to be smart and able to handle everything from credit all the way through to purchasing of services. Now, this is no element that organizations don't realize today, that the